Hello everybody, my name is Sarah and I run this sustainable living and zero waste shop in Nottingham called Shop Zero. I'm going to tell you a little bit now about why I started this business. So basically I'm a biologist by training and I was brought up in North Nottinghamshire, very close to Sherwood Forest, and I spent a lot of time in that forest as a child and I absolutely loved it. 2017, my friend got me a book that she'd had from the library called Zero Waste Home by Bea Johnson, who basically she's got this amazing book about simplifying your life. And I just then started thinking, hey, look at my family, look at what we do. We are creating so much waste. And I started then kind of trying to simplify what we all did as a family. I then started a little pop-up stall with lots of food and people could bring their containers, and it kind of grew from them. People loved it. So it's gradually grown from there. I got a little shop a year later and then moved to this bigger shop in 2021, and hopefully we can survive and keep going. And that's because of the community that we're part of in Nottingham. Shop Zero, we try and follow the circular economy approach. So circular economy is it's like a kind of model for production and consumption. And the idea is that you try and retain the resources within the whole cycle of life of the products. So for example, we've got the big containers that we have which are full of things like washing up liquid and shampoo and things, but those containers have been made, and often in a kind of more linear model, those will just be discarded as soon as they're empty. But what we can do is we can send them back to the people who produce them and who can then refill them with the products that can then go out to other companies. And that is actually part of the process. So they have designed their production process to reuse those containers, and they're always also made from recycled plastics as well. So it's kind of that approach. And I think it's so important never to dictate to people how they should live their lives, but to allow them to come to things through knowledge and experience and gaining skills. So it kicks in a natural progression really to linking with others who have a similar frame of mind, like want to live ethically and live in an eco-conscious way, and then to help others do this too. And so I link in with people who maybe do permaculture and growing, and we've got workshops coming up in kombucha, fermentation, lots of gardening. People love gardening. And all this is kind of in response to what the community ask and want us to do. Often I think when you're trying to be more eco-conscious, it isn't so easy, and you can just go down the rabbit hole online or on Instagram or TikTok if you're into that, find out more and more and more, and it can become actually quite overwhelming. But sitting with a supportive group of people or being in an environment with people who share your aims and goals can make you more comfortable to learn, and then kind of change can naturally happen. And it also feels like a really positive space, because sometimes, I think a lot of people who are conscious of the mass extinction, the climate change and things can get quite anxious. But being in a community of people who are wanting to do similar things brings us all together, gives us confidence, takes away some of that anxiety, and helps us realise that those changes are making a difference. So every product I have in the store, I have to research it a lot. So I can't just go out and go into the marketplace and go, I want to get the cheapest item, like I want to get the cheapest reusable cutlery. Because often what comes along with cheap food and cheap items is that the environment or people have been harmed along the way. So I have to do a lot of work and a lot of research. Yeah, so as much as possible, we try and work with local makers and local producers so that they can, for one reason, we keep the money in the local economy. I think for every pound spent in the local economy, 60 pence of it will stay. So I think that if we work together locally, then we just get stronger. So if we can help and raise each other up and support each other, then I think that's the way to go.